world, it's Jengwin running out the door. Just wanted to hop in really quickly and let you guys know I am back with a crazy amazing video. I did tackle the biggest project of the year for me. This one was huge. I'm super proud of this project that we accomplished this summer.
So let's jump right into the tutorial. Here are a couple before and after shots of the house so you know what to look forward to ahead of you in this video. I'm going to start off by showing you how I painted these matte black windows on my home. There are 6 of them total, and if I'm being completely honest, this was the most difficult, time-consuming, strenuous part of the job. There were so many years of paint on these windows, but I walked into Home Depot and I said, I am painting some old wooden windows on the outside of my home, so I need a flat black paint that is good for exterior, and this is what they handed me. I got one in black and one in white for the bricks. I started off using this hand sander, but it was very difficult because it wasn't a circular one, so I ended up just using sheets of 80 grit sandpaper for the rest of it.
Oh my gosh, the sander's not really doing anything because it's in such bad condition. Look at how many layers of paint there are. There's red paint, brown, beige, pink, green, and this stupid cream on top. I ended up mostly scraping everything off with this, so I'm just gonna do it on the window, but this part on the outside I'm just gonna lightly sand and paint over that and hope for the best. Whew.
Honestly, if your windows are not in such bad condition, it shouldn't take you this long, but freshening up your windows is going to make a huge difference.
Just finished taping off the other 2 windows. I've got one painted black. Getting excited. Oh my gosh, what is each of paint?
I also painted the little cement ledges at the bottoms of the windows black, and honestly, looking at the finished product of these windows, it was all so worth it. So now on to the whitewash brick. Again, I used this paint and primer exterior paint in flat white because I wanted no shine on my bricks, just the same as I had no shine on my windows. This is after I did all the windows and the bricks, and I still have paint left over. Okay, so if you decide to do a project like this, I highly recommend this sponge roller that I found at Home Depot for $8. The combination of a sponge-like texture along with the holes that are cut into the sponge itself made it super easy to just roll over my bricks and already help give you that whitewashed look without any extra effort. This is what it's going to look like at first before you start picking out your design and figuring out which bricks you want solid and which you want exposed. Do not be discouraged. This is art. Be creative. It is not going to be perfect. Take as long as you need to get the design you are looking for. This was the most fun and satisfying part of this entire home project because I was able to just walk around, and as you can see, my method is basically no method. I worked in patches until I liked how it looked. Then after I had a basic idea of which bricks I wanted exposed, I took a cheap paintbrush like this one that was $2 and went through and filled in any bricks that I wanted a little bit more solid than the others so that it gave me that look of lots of dimension. I bought a cheap edging tool for $4 at Big Lots to use at the end, dipped it in the paint, and lined all of the straight edges of the bricks to give it a finished look. Next is my beautiful new front door. I just used some of that 80 grit sandpaper that I used for the windows, tore off a piece, and lightly sanded the surface of the door and all the hardware because I wanted a solid peacock teal front door. They were out of the exterior paint that I used for the windows and bricks in bare, so I used Glidden, an exterior flat paint, again in peacock teal. I didn't want any shine on my door. I taped off any edges, hardware, and areas of the door that I did not want paint on, and then I just got to swiping. Make sure not to forget about all those hard-to-reach nooks and crannies. So after sanding the hardware and painting it the same color, I really needed to seal this so that it wouldn't peel. So I used this polyacrylic wax that I had on hand, and it really is made for wood, but it is holding up really well and has looked great on this hardware, so it does work. I just followed the instructions on the can. I was just very gentle in the process, but I am in love with my new front door, and I love that it has hand-painted character. Okay, so now for a really fun part. If you follow me on TikTok, this was probably the most popular part of this DIY. I used a gel stain to turn my garage door from this into, just wait and see it. So our garage door is not metal. It is a masonite door, which is kind of like a cardboard-ish type texture. This gel stain was perfect for the job because it does not drip, and it is made for also staining plastic and fiberglass and metal. It was just a miracle product. I highly recommend it, and it was about $8, I want to say, at Home Depot. We put some gloves on, dipped an old rag into the stain, and just started swiping in sections. We really wanted to give it a natural wooden look, so I had to think of a way to make some straight lines all the way across the garage door to make it look like they are wooden boards. I just threw some painter's tape on my husband's leveler. I used the ruler side. I made little marks on the garage door 6 inches apart, and then I turn my level, make sure it is straight all the way across the garage door. I grabbed a small paintbrush and I just started painting lines. I used that same gel stain to make the lines, so I didn't have to buy any extra paint. And just keep in mind, it's not going to be perfect again, as this whole project. You can always go back and fix mistakes. Wood is not perfect itself either, so you can just always go in and make it look kind of natural. Again, have fun, be creative. At the end, I made these little dots on the door to make it look kind of like they were nailed in. And that's it. That's how we turned our garage door from being really boring and beige to looking wooden. Alright, so another popular opinion on TikTok was that my garage door needed some metal hardware embellishments, and while I agree, I knew that I could not buy the magnetic ones from Amazon that are made to stick to a metallic door. So I took a trip to Dollar Tree and bought this piece of adhesive cork. It is sticky on the back side. I printed out a sheet of paper with the shape I wanted, traced it, cut it out, painted it black, the same black that I used for the windows. I cut out a small oval piece of the cork to stick to it to give it more of a hardware effect, and stuck it onto my garage door. That is it. When I get a crazy idea in my mind, I just go for it. I can't even believe that this actually worked. Nobody has noticed that this is a piece of sticky cork from the Dollar Tree. It does the job. I love how it looks, and honestly, the garage door is so big, I think I might need to add 4 more. So let me know in the comments below what your favorite part of this home DIY is. Mine is this beautiful arch and my peacock teal door. I am so happy to drive home to this house every day after it being so brown and boring. I don't think I mentioned before, but I even painted the front of my steps white, as you can see here. I just wanted to add to this cottagey look with the Spanish archway. I'm just obsessed. Also, a popular opinion on TikTok was I should have painted the gutters, and that was a thought in our mind, but gutters are very expensive and it would have been so time consuming, so we left them brown, and that's kind of why I went with this color palette, because we knew that these colors and black windows would have really stood out, but also looked homey and cozy with the brown gutters and fascia. I had a lot of questions asking how long it took, and between traveling and work, it was probably a total of maybe 2 or 3 days, and the total cost for this entire home transformation was $88 for 2 cans of paint, and I didn't even use all the paint. That includes all the painting supplies and the small can of gel stain, which we only used half of. I know it's a little later in the year, so you might not be able to get to this fall. However, a project like this is perfect to do in the fall because I did it in the middle of summer and it was so hot. But this is something to look forward to. Maybe you can do in your home in the spring. Let me know what you think. I hope you loved it. Thanks for watching. I still have not finished part 4 of my boho basement transformation because I've had some serious technical difficulty issues. I lost all of my video that I was working on for the boho basement, so it's literally months later. Thanks for watching.